Attention graduates and guests. The 2024 McCombs BBA commencement ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please find your seats. Attention graduates and guests. The 2024 McCombs BBA commencement ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please find your seats.
Dean Mills, the convocation has gathered.
Please be seated. Good morning. I am Lillian Mills, Dean of the Macomb School of Business, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome our Spring 2024 graduating class and all their family and friends from around the globe to this commencement ceremony. I'd also like to recognize the Macomb's faculty and staff who helped our graduates reach this milestone. Graduates, this is a momentous day as you begin the start of an incredible journey beyond our 40 acres. You graduate from one of the best universities in one of the most exciting cities in the country. As leaders across the globe look to Austin for inspiration, they are looking to our Macomb's grads to tell the world what's next, and I know you are up to the task. When you first arrived at UT, you came with hopes of earning a first-rate business education and launching a bright future, and throughout your Macomb's journey, you demonstrated dedication, initiative, and an entrepreneurial spirit. You displayed noble characteristics of curiosity, compassion, and leadership, and maintained the highest ethical standards. We are so proud of your accomplishment as you carry forth our bold mission of what starts here changes the world. I would like to introduce our commencement marshals and thank them, Dr. Shiva Agarwal, Assistant Professor of the Rosenthal Department of Management, and Dr. Ethan Pugh, Clinical Assistant Professor and Program Director for our Master of Science in Marketing program. This year's student speaker is Alex Butler. Alex Butler is a senior from Cypress, Texas, graduating with a BBA in Management Information Systems. Alex, yes! And Alex's first introduction to Macomb's was as a high school student camper. During his time at UT, Alex has played an integral role in leading the growth of the Black Business Student Association. He served as their financial director and in 2023 was named president. And Alex has worked tirelessly to advocate for his community, meeting often with Macomb's leadership, for which I am personally grateful, to discuss concerns of the Macomb student body. Outside of UT, Alex has worked in the mayor's office for the city of Houston, and in that role wrote press releases, created social media posts, and assisted the mayor in keeping the city well informed. After graduation, Alex will be joining McDonald's Corporation full-time in Chicago as a member of their Global Technology Rotational Program. On a personal note, I felt so honored to meet his grandmama and aunt and mom and rest of his family here today. He appreciates the opportunity to celebrate his peers as the student speaker for commencement and is excited to continue staying connected here with us in the Macomb's community. Alex.
Thank you, Dean Mills. It takes a village, an idea that is universally understood by parents, but less often by their children. As I'm sure many of my peers can relate, we entered McCombs 4 years ago with the idea that we could do it all by ourselves. After all, we were the valedictorians, captains of the debate teams, state champion athletes, community leaders, activists, and so much more. We had already accomplished so much. College was just another box to check off in our meticulous life plan. However, I think I can speak for everyone when I say that it became quite apparent that this would not be a journey that we could embark on alone. As we progressed through our college careers, we were often forced to work together, whether it was for infamous classes such as Finance 357, Statistics 301 and 235, or MIS 333K for my fellow MIS majors. Or for student organizations, spirit groups, intramural teams, and any of the many extracurriculars that we were all involved with around campus. Slowly but surely, we started to see a community form, our community. People that you could depend on, share a laugh with, a shoulder to cry on, people who were there for you through thick and thin. Many of us have met lifelong friends here at McCombs, bonds that cannot be broken and will stand the test of time. As we reflect on our time here, I urge you all to step back and think about those who have helped you. As high-achieving McCombs students, we would love to think that we are here today solely from our own merits, but that could not be further from the truth. We have all built a community that is just as responsible for our success as we are. As we move into the next phases of our careers, I ask that you seek to build community wherever you go. At a time when the world feels so divided, seek out those human experiences that connect us all. Strike up a conversation with that stranger in the elevator, compliment someone, check in with friends near and far, and seek to not only to know, but also to understand. We are all connected, oftentimes in ways that we do not see. That sense of community is what makes McCombs so special. From Dallas to the Valley, and even internationally, we all came here to McCombs seeking knowledge and working to achieve a common goal. There is no greater testament to the impact of the McCombs community than the fact that we are all here celebrating commencement today. The best part of my time spent here at McCombs has been the people I have met. Our university is a melting pot of different races, cultures, and experiences, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to learn from and contribute to my McCombs community. There are those out in the world who would like to sow seeds of division between us, suggesting that certain groups are receiving preferential treatment here at McCombs and universities across the state of Texas. While we all know that is not true, it is up to us to combat this rhetoric. That burden falls on us, my fellow graduates, to uphold the ideals that McCombs has instilled in us and allowed for our success. Reinvest in our McCombs community. We must ensure the experience for future Longhorns is even better than the one that we had. Respond to an email from a prospective student, connect with fellow alumni, and keep in contact with former professors. This is how we maintain and uphold the McCombs community, the community that we know and love and has served as an amazing launching point for all of our careers. As students, we cannot impact change alone. We must be supported by the staff and faculty that make up the larger McCombs community. I would like to thank you for the work that you are doing and ask that you continue making campus a safe and inclusive learning environment for all. As we navigate these uncertain times, collaboration between students and staff will be paramount to the success of McCombs. I urge you to listen to students and lead from a place of compassion. It can be easy to feel discouraged right now. The landscape of higher education in Texas has shifted. In some ways, it has made the valuable work that y'all are doing more difficult, or in extreme cases, you have been told that the work can no longer continue. However, we all know that the work cannot and will not stop. Staff and faculty have a responsibility to ensure that when our time ends on the 40 acres, we have received a well-rounded business education, an education that stretches further than balance sheets and financial statements. The modern business environment is dynamic, ever-changing, and diverse. It would be a disservice to students if we were not equipped with the skills we need to succeed in a global business environment. The phrase, "Make it your Texas, make it our Texas," can be seen posted in various places around campus. Recently, I have come to take pride in that statement. I hope it serves as a reminder of our responsibility and as a call to action to uphold the values that make our university so special. When we say y'all, it really does mean all, and our Texas is no exception. I would like to take some time to offer thanks to my community. First, to my parents and family who I would not be here without. Thank you for supporting me and helping me become the man that I am today. To my friends, my chosen family, thank you for supporting me and helping me grow in ways that I never could have imagined. To the Black Business Students Association, for showing me what community truly is, giving me a place to belong, and helping make a campus of 50,000 feel small. To Trenzio Turner, thank you for being a mentor, advisor, and friend. Although our time together was brief, your impact was great, and for that, I will always be thankful. To Charles, Deja, Samya, and the Office of Student Life staff, thank you for supporting me through my presidency, my academic and career endeavors, and life in general. And finally, to my greater McCombs community, thank you as well. Finally, I want to congratulate all my peers that are graduating today. We entered college at a tumultuous time, in the middle of a pandemic, amid social and political unrest, and with major uncertainty about the future. Yet through it all, we persevered, put differences aside, helped one another, showed compassion, and built community. What starts here really does change the world, and it starts with all of us. There is an African proverb that says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I hope that we all achieve everything that our hearts desire, and more importantly, I hope that we all continue to do it together.
Alex, thank you very much for your heartfelt comments, and I hope it will be okay if I quote Alex Butler in the future when I say, y'all means all, and I really appreciate that. Your experience in building communities will surely benefit you in your future endeavors beyond McCombs. And before introducing our keynote speaker, I do want to take a moment to recognize the outstanding leaders in the undergraduate program who have shaped these programs and maximized their impacts. Undergraduate Dean Ty Henderson, Assistant Deans Charles Enriquez, Arthur Allert, our two staff people that organized all of us this morning, Charles Frazier and Polly Trigger, and the head of the Canfield Honors Program, Andres Almazan, and to acknowledge that this is Shelley Nick's last graduation, who led the Canfield program so beautifully. So thank you to the entire BBA program office staff. It's a team effort this morning, and throughout your years, I appreciate your time and talent that goes into this. And so now it's a great pleasure to introduce Leon Chin, the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Tiff's Treats, as our distinguished speaker. This year, UT had unveiled a burnt orange Longhorn Lights holiday show. That kickoff tree lighting was Texas-sized, complete with Bevo and Hook'em, and most importantly, a large Tiff Treats van was stationed right next to Bevo at the center of the event, dispensing their famous warm chocolate chip cookies. Thanks to 2001 UT graduates Tiffany Taylor of the Moody College and her husband Leon, a McCombs graduate, their success with Tiff's Treats has not only brought joy through their delicious cookies, but has become an integral part of many celebrations within the McCombs community. Leon Chin's entrepreneurial success story is one of the most memorable. He and his wife Tiffany started their business as 19-year-olds while at UT, and their victories came only through grueling hard work. Like all businesses, they learned from their mistakes and solved problems. They were resilient. We teach students to be courageous, to persevere, propel forward when the time is right. Leon certainly learned that skill and has grown the business to 19 retail stores, making deliveries from 100 locations across 8 states. Still, they are looking for ways to expand new markets and leverage this brand they've worked so hard to build. Leon serves on several nonprofit boards, including Foster Angels of Central Texas, the 50, and the Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce. He's a mentor with SKU, an Austin-based consumer packaged goods incubator, and he sat on the board of directors for Epic, which was acquired by General Mills in 2016. In 2022, Leon and Tiffany co-authored their first book, It's Not Just Cookies, Stories and Recipes from the Tiff Streets Kitchen, published by Harper Horizon. It tells the story of how they built the business and includes 25 recipes available for purchase on Amazon if you're interested. He spent these 25 years growing Tiff Streets and the past 9 years as dad to the couple's twins. Leon, we're deeply grateful for everything you do to make all the UT events more welcoming. Your journey from McCombs is an inspiring example of success. So please help me welcome our graduate, Leon Chen.
The story of Tiff Streets would not be possible if it weren't for my time here at the University of Texas and, of course, at McCombs. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the story, our whole business was started because my wonderful now wife, Tiffany, who's sitting somewhere over there, let's just say she wasn't always so wonderful back in the day because she stood me up on a date. What happened was we were sophomores at the time. It was winter break, so we were at our parents' homes in the Dallas area, and we were supposed to meet up for a date. Only one of us showed up, though. And she didn't call either. When she finally did call, hours later, she had said she just simply forgot about it. She felt bad, so she decided to bake me some of her homemade chocolate chip cookies, and when she brought them over, they still happened to be hot. And I didn't grow up in the kind of household that had ever experienced straight from the oven cookies before, so when I had my first bite, I couldn't believe it. I was a business major at the time. I had always had jobs in high school, and I was kind of thinking about getting one in college, so I immediately thought to ask Tiff. I said, hey, what if we bake these and deliver them hot as a business? And she thought about it for maybe a second, and she immediately responded, absolutely not. There is no way she wanted to start a business while in school, and I guess not with a guy who she obviously did not like enough to not stand up on a date. So I just thought it was another one of my silly ideas, and I remember completely forgetting about it and giving up on it. Tiff's memory is that I just kept pestering her about the business. It's honestly still a little bit of a point of contention in our marriage to this day as to what really happened and how the business really got started. But as my memory goes, Tiff randomly calls me, and she says she's been at the grocery store, and she's pricing out ingredients, and she'd like to give this whole business thing a go. And so we did. We get back to Austin a couple weeks later, and we just started the business from my apartment here in Hyde Park that I shared with 2 roommates. Now, when we started the business, we had no idea what we were doing, not a clue. Case in point, it was months and months after we had already started the business when we found out that it was actually completely illegal to run a home-based food business. Yeah, so, 25 years, I think the statute of limitations has probably run out on that. And B, they do have these things now called cottage laws, which makes it legal, but we did it anyway. And for the past 25 years, we've grown the business to over 120 locations, most of these retail storefronts. We employ close to 2,000 people across dozens of cities and over 10 states around the country. We've sold over 300 million cookies. But the best part is, every day we get to take part in these warm, meaningful connections between people through the power and magic of bake-to-order warm cookie delivery, which is a concept that never existed before, and one started right here at this great university. So, all of you here in your captain gowns before me, you've worked so hard and so long to be able to reach this absolutely beautiful moment in your lives. You've all followed a path laid out for you by this university, and as we know, it was not an easy path. There's much to be proud of and gained from being able to take a set of rules and expectations set by others, and then doing everything you can to meet them as you have done here. Success in college is really about being able to fit and will your way into someone else's definition of success. There are great lessons in that, and by accomplishing this, it should give you all the confidence in your own abilities as you enter the next phase of your lives. However, in the world you're about to enter, do not mistake following the rules as a necessary path to success. Sometimes in life, it's ironically the opposite. People often ask Tiff and I what we attribute to the success of Tiff's Treats. How do we get started so early on, and how did we grow the business when we had no clue as to what we were doing? And that's just it. Our greatest advantage was the fact that we were young and we were naive. We just didn't know what we didn't know. We were young enough to not be tied down with a mortgage or have a family that we had to take care of. We didn't have a standard of living that we were already used to that would have been really hard to give up in order to go all in on a business. We were just poor students, and we grew up to be poor young adults, working 100 hours a week each, living off credit cards for years. We were naive enough to start the business when we were 19 and still in school, thinking we could manage the business alongside schoolwork, alongside school activities, and also while dating each other the whole time. If we had known what that would have entailed, if we would have known what any of that would have entailed, we just would not have done it. And it's at the very least naive, if not just outright stupid, to start a business without checking the legality of said business. But if we hadn't started from the apartment like we did, again, we just would not have done it. Looking back, there were decisions that we made in the early days that we were able to make because we were willing to risk. The rewards you get are most often directly linked to the level of risk you're willing or able to take. And that's the thing about being young and naive. You really just don't know any better. And that is a great thing when you're trying to do the impossible. You don't know what you can't or shouldn't do, and that often ends up becoming an advantage of youth. You all have that advantage. So my advice to you is to unabashedly use it. Be a little naive. You'll figure it out. And when it comes to success, do not ever let anyone else define what success means to you ever again. For those of you looking to live an extraordinary life, the key is to create your own definition of success from this point on. And as you move on and move forward, know that there are going to be some times when you are just going to have to keep your heads down and grind to make things happen. There is no getting out of that, and nothing replaces hard work. However, every once in a while, you do need to force yourself to step back from that grind, lift your heads up, and just look around. Because if you don't, you might miss out on some pretty cool things in life. Today is one of those days, and really want you to just kind of lift your heads up and soak it all in. Look around you, because this is a special day and you've done it. And when I say lift your heads up, I mean literally, there's Tiff's Treats falling from the sky. Class of 24, congratulations. Thank you so much, and hook 'em. Go get your Tiff's Treats.
No, it's fine. I'm not worried. Yeah. Yeah. What? Thank you. What's floating down is Tiff's Treats gift cards, but I understand there might be some warm cookies outside the venue when you're. Here to present this year's degree candidates.
Longhorns, graduates, this is your time. This is your moment. It is now time to individually recognize the members of the graduating class of the Macomb School of Business for May 2024. Before we invite our graduates to the stage, I want to acknowledge the efforts of the faculty and staff members of the BBA program for their dedication to these students during their time at Macombs. They are the ones who greeted you at orientation when you arrived, helped you find classes and jobs, taught and tested you, and today they're attending this ceremony to honor your accomplishment as you prepare to depart. They are seated behind me on the stage with the students and around the room, and I ask you to join me in offering them their thanks. Many students are wearing one or more cords and medallions. These are indicators of notable accomplishments. College scholars wear burnt orange cords and the bronze medallions on white ribbons, are worn by distinguished college scholars. These symbols of academic achievement were awarded as a special ceremony last month. They reflect both the grade point average earned and the rigor of coursework undertaken by the students. Students wearing blue and green cords have added a global dimension to their business education by participating in a Macombs BBA Study Abroad program. Students wearing burnt orange and silver cords are Macomb scholars. Students wearing white, gold, and blue cords are graduates of the Macomb Success Scholars Program. Students wearing red and gold cords are graduates of the Canfield Business Honors Program. Students wearing bronze medallions on burnt orange ribbons are graduates of the Macombs Leadership Program. Students will cross stage by major, and they will have their name announced and displayed on the Moody Center screens. Please note that students are not required to be in alphabetical order, so they may sit with their friends. Graduates, we have provided a photographer to take a picture of you with Dean Mills, so no selfies on stage. Will the degree candidates please stand when directed by a Macomb staff member and proceed to their left with your name card toward the stage for recognition. After you cross the stage, please return to your seat and remain there until everyone has been recognized and the ceremony has concluded. The ushers will assist you. We are all here today to celebrate your accomplishment. This is your moment.
Now presenting graduates with a major in accounting. Joseph Graham. Emma Slaughter. Elizabeth Eckloff. Bryson Gary Thomas. Abby Huang. Molly Murphy. Christina Dawn Kapmeyer. Kendall Sales. Lauren Dowdy. Alexa Baker. Caitlin Harmon. Isabella Sofia de la Cruz. Lisbeth Sosa. Selena Jung. Dylan Fuller. Carter Korb. Jackson Weiss. Aiden Frazier. Jack Summers. Joanna Chavez. Victoria Castañeda. Casey Min Truong. Hong Nguap Nguyen. Michelle Wang. Isabella Marie Hain. William Alex Elfar II. Kenny Ayuso. Preston Lewis. Thomas Johnson. Gregor Blair Smith. Oliver Smith. Wilson Michael Grant. Tristan Jung. Ryan Hess. Catherine Anderson. Colin Sipple. Kayla Lynn Masters. Andrea Rodriguez. Danielle Elizabeth Excel. Marcus On Quang Tong. Claire Mary Condon. Catherine Brown. Maliha Khan. Kylie Boomer. Lillian He. Jared Vranos. Ethan Matthew Lopez. Brian Liston. Anna Victoria Arietta. Bridget Obuagu. Natalie Castillo. Lena Victoria Sanchez. Paul Hamlin. Tucker George. Connor Asgary. Quinton Frank. Matthew Joseph Driggers. Lawson Crow. Margaret Groves. Barrett Groves. Sergio Garza Palos. Ilian Berkatali Momin. Sonali Chattervetti. Will Steinhardt. Tyler Winton. Natalia Luna. Shangdi Lee. Angela Yumong Lee. Jay Ramos. Jessica Vianney Lira. Anthony Romero. Nabiha Momin. Avery Holland. Gavin Gilfand. Lily Marguerite Melcher. Rianne Olivares. Diego Alonso Gonzalez Ahumada. Christian Thirin Patel. Melanie Guillermo. Abigail Kelly. Winner Aze. You may do. Ethan Maloney. Janelle Brianne Arnold. Sarah Triam Vo. Han Mi Pham. Audrey Bong. Maya K. Carriado. Maida Santosh Anu. Jenny Ann Hagedorn. Diego Peters. Jeffrey Rufus. Alex Jung. Caleb Cook. Daniel Wolf. Joshua Foster. Jenny Wynn. Trayson Prevost. Zachary Kenneth Dennis. Felix Fungi Chang. Michael Luke Grogan. Andres Nevares Vega. Gerardo Morales Jr. Pablo Jimenez. Ivana Terrazas. Ana Barbara Gonzalez. Xuan Leo. Trinity Jordan. Jenna Galicia. Giancarlo Petosa. Grace Lee. Kayleen Bakta. Rafael George Jabor. Varsha Hari. Emma Sofia Aras. Alyssa Balki. Demetrius Garza. Montserrat Rodriguez. Lisette Espinosa Jaramillo. Abby Chang. Pooja Satish. Eileen Zhao. Azucena Mosqueda. Avery Jewel Pyatt. Emily Toe. Emily Smith. Emily Reyna. Lanaya Ebony Simon. Adriana Castillo. Samuel Alexander Garcia. Joanna Rangel Alvarez. Aksa Ali. Caitlin Ware. Xingyi Alice Shi. Onyekachi Ohuakinwa. Jeremy Tsikin Tam. Carlos Humberto Armendariz. Pratish Vijayakumar. Bharadwaj Vadlamudi. Samyam Lohani. Dinesh Chamlagai. Jonathan Perez Patino. Andy Lamb. Douglas Lin. Kim Sang No. Jenna Al-Sukni. Now presenting graduates with a major in international business. Frances Elizabeth Para. Haley Niels. Anale Mercadal. Nalia Crystal Rodriguez Shaw. Sophie Jung. Lauren Ruhlman. Gregory Karan. Mitchell Evan Bronstein. Alisa Brianna Vasquez. Michael Castellanos. Gloria Rodriguez Quintanilla. Andrew Valentin Gonzalez. Marisol Hernandez Soria. Bailey Catherine Guinnessy. Diana Valladares. Yeun Chu. J.I. Kim. Maria Buendia. Molly McCluskey. Taylor Glass. Carolyn Olivo. Wing Chi Chan. Carly Cavanas. Emily Sue. Elise Florence Dubry. Clara Sipes. Kylie Beam. Now presenting graduates of the Canfield Business Honors Program. Frank Joseph Ashmore III. Emery Patterson. Yash Dalal. John Carilla. Charles Rose. Connor Daniel Rockovy. Brooks Ballard. Daniel Joseph Barfield. Ella Moran. Grace Tippett. Blair Wartell. Anish Sharma. Dane Dawson. Jack Schoenbrunn. Pranitha Kona. Daisha Dene Esparza. Wenting Du. Lindsay Torrance Black. Olivia Du. Angela Gao. Grace Wang. Jessica Liu. Stephanie Wu. Jeremy Citrin. Lucy Cohen. Ashley Rhiannon James. Michael Thomas Cacciatore. Alexander Patrick. Arjun Rao. Joshua Ray Yin. Yuan Jing Jenny Yuan. Marsha Alvarado. Alice Dongmai Win. Irene Kim. Benjamin Chong. Lucy Wu. James Z. Lee. Evan Locke. Thomas Kuo. Sophia Lee. Sanath Govindarajan. Satya Saravaram. Kiriti Singham Seti. Nitish Nerur. Devin Rajiv Patel. Michael Nguyen. Spandana Kamepali. Amina Chifchi. Siddharth Shende. Philip K.N.G. Arthur G. Jonathan Tung. Christine Joy Fatima Inamak D. Radhika Cannon. Thakshil Chitaluru. Tanay Sethia. Nicholas Cow. Isabella Shu. Chloe Jin. Diego Lira. Mansi Chodavarapu. Alexandria Beltran. Isha Modi. Bergen Goldsmith. Garrett Carbs. Kirsten Elizabeth Schmidt. Daniel Sabra. Romandeep Singh Sethi. Benjamin Galbraith. Madeline Helton. Aiden Jacob Ross. Kevin Wong. Tiffany Yan. Andrew Gerard Aris. Jackson Boychuk. Jatin Rao. Jenna Chen. Seaver Sasso. Josh Fisher. Sapphire Thompson. Anna Grace Elizabeth Jones. Julia Roberto. Vadehi Firke. Thaddeus Kavitak. Andrew Saul. Noah Fuller. Ali Merchant. William Burnett. Stephanie Cook. Catherine Margot Offricht. John Mark Grant. Michael Jonathan Gerhard. Scott Fonseca. Kelsey Newman. Preston Jong. Cade Logan Young. Trinity Olmsted. Andrew Gross. Willem Slingerland. Catherine Ray Huff. Mackenzie Lynn Tovar. Zoe Chetty. Jacqueline Momoko Fowler. Ritika Palacharla. Ishika Puri. Ashley Trang Lee. Marina Flores. Anushka Gupta. Rahul Shah. James Moncha. Benjamin Ifan Wang. Arnav Wanvari. Benjamin Camacho. Andres Paredes. Rehan Rupawala. Surya Kaza. Nikhil Gudadi. Jose Heredia. Smaran Belidi. Kavin Sitsabeshan. Arun Ishwara. Justin Lang. Rahul Shankar. Ryan Thomas Jacob. Neil Walia. Het Desai. Tanay Rishi. Prayag Gupta. Bhavik Reddy. Ibrahim Musa. Sean Parekh. Benjamin Matthew. Alyssa Lee. Paulina Ganem Che. Hugo Alejandro Sandoval. Michael Lane. N.T. Ababio. Anjali Narayanan. Geetika Pontala. Karina Pal Sharma. Alicia Gupta. Zosha Isabella Sandweiss. Monica Villarreal. Kate Ann Woodhouse. Samin Shams Roman. Abigail Grace Mahalik. Sakshi Jain. Ria Anand. Grania O'Casey. Uzma Sheikh. Sariu Gangavelli. Amelia Nickerson. Shane Rybacki. Nicholas Trujillo. John David Walls. Lucas Beja. Christian Reno.
Now presenting graduates with a major in finance. Caroline Lockhausen. Michael Rosenberg. John Robert Beetroll. Jackson Griggs. Weston Stanley. Anders Odegaard. Dalton Priest. David Coleman Boucher, James Lee, Hayden Solis, Rafael Bengochea, Zach Bernstein, Aditya Ramesh Iyer, Rishi Vora, Adnan Fataktawala, Akash Shah, Siddhant Srivastava, Hassan Ali, Soham Shah, Nicole Lung, Brooks Christopher Lynn, Samhita Kampaya, Vani Jain, John Michael Kinney, William Ruby, Knox Wagoner, John Pierce Winslow, Colton Wheatley, Luke Foster Gambrell, Salvatore Luke Casola, Dawson Hastings, Joy Jegede, Quiva Fitzpatrick, Zane Vincent, Ryan Matthew McFarland, Ritika Sarapalli, Quinn T. Dang, Parth Parikh, Martin Joseph Schumacher, Caitlin White, Josephine Megera, Austin Schmidt, Joao Victor Gontijo Moreira, Jack McKenna, Hayden Eversole, Charles Jackson Paul, Kenneth J. Rodman, Blake Collins Bronner, April Chu, Ruth Ann Patino Yunan, Jose Alonso Rodriguez, Lawrence Allen Long Jr., Drake Pate, Troy Smith, Brett Lane, Cole Martin Krautkramer, Carter Coleman, Matthew Wilner, Andrew Sunishin, Braden Stevenson, Namita Mukesh Patel, Dash Deva, Anjan Algil, Abraham Cruz, Olivia Einerson, Tess Rudick, Catherine Whelan, Ethan Jacob Milos, Joseph Allen, Brian Rangel, Benjamin Lipkin, Joshua Rosenthal, Griffin Martin Shamish, Ethan Weinrot, Bryce Jacobs, Jeffrey Urban, Adam Rubinger, Joy Gao, Michael Pugh, Solomon Pruitt, Antonio Cardinal Neal, Jason Patrick Parro, Brandon Weinberg, Joshua Levine, Jack Gordon, Casey Hughes, Ava Scholes, Taylor Bondi, Maya Gold, Nicholas Macri, Yash Pamar, Megan Rossignol, Caitlin Gilmore, Benjamin Shraplevy, Zachary Goodrow, Mark Vondensteinen, John Taylor Hallinan, Aiden Walsh, Nicholas Walsh, Catherine Friedel, Charles Guyman, Mia Celeste Fusillo, Zena Jang, Amy Yilin Chen, Grace Zhu, Katerina Verdikova, Elijah Hance, Johnson Bowie, Rachel Sosa Toledo, Madeline Munguia, Anastasia McCants, Tazia Pomanov, Jay Shah, Ray Huang, Tommy Dow, Asad Ibrahim, Anil Mehra, Hamza Suhail, Faizan Firdaus, Devin Patel, Rushil Shah, Shreyas Ramanathan, Om Shiv Padi, Akhilash S. Parameru, Neha Dewan, Daniela Dada, Regina Anaya Sanchez, Helena Marie Putman, Josephine Trent, Kylie Fox, Corley Catherine Holland, Nicholas Conde, Matthew Howell, Brendan John Corcoran, Cohen Daniel Kissinger, Cosper Bellater, Alexander O. Chung, Shlomo Kudari, Michael Wentworth, Mauricio Guerra, Rodrigo Sanchez Codina, Diego Gastelum, Costa Soria, Regina de Andar, Rithvik Asani, Shubh Sharma, Leonardo Martinez, Maxwell Sucomel, Andrew Valdez, Alexander James Valdez, Victoria Barden, Michelle Leo Tucker, Miles Jacob Corzequa, Rafael Antonio Soto, William Herring, Jose Andres Cubaque, Sophia Paz, Andrew Abraham, Christopher O'Connor, Matthew Tannenberger, Riley Megan Smith, TJ Lewis, Ashley Nicole Rickenbach, Ihan Du, Sebastian Eusebio Tamez, Jordi Carvajal, Siddharth Kalasetti, Justin Kojim Chen, Ethan Huangmin Deasis Chen, Jennifer Diaz, Michael Liu, Govind Nandagopal, Lucas Toneto do Moraes, Carla Montemayor, Stephanie Villarreal, Madison Hervé, Kemi Coker, Tram Lee, Bella Gazal Hurley, Bavia Rastogi, Tuan Doan, Abigail Rose Walker, Abigail J, Lily McCutcheon, Selena Villa, Javier Falkenberg, Emily Mamulji, Ethan Tien Lee, Austin Pence, Matias Brito, Trevor Smariga, Walker Gabriel Wright, Jack Franklin Rice, Jack Ryan South, Andrew Seidel, Jared Orkin, Race Allen Reisinger, Gavin Cox, Atreya Tawari, Raj Solanki, Nilay Gandhi, Ahmad Umar, Sahil Reddy Kalvakuntla, Aleem Momin, Samitu Matia, Christopher Lemke, Stephanie Perez, Giselle Villegas, Justice Lee Riley Ferguson, Connor Wegener, Neha Boinapalli, Ashna Bansali, Tashia Samsudin Makani, Yusuf Khan, Juan Royo Acevedo, Surya Venkatesh, Anish Chejurla, Sarika Kota, Niharika Tiagi, Lillian Marlene Schlamp, Jenna Kai Parison, Ava Nix, Ivy Liu, Sandra Kong, Madison Kanjanasim, Allison Osorio, Juliet Danny Mees. Ramses Linan. Jordan Craig. Tasia Desai. Gavin Smith. Avi Patel. Richard Kwok. Zain Halabi. Aaron Darbar. Arish Amin Mawani. Benjamin Gordon. Kian Roy. Chris Tyler. Sasha Mari Uisanga. Olivia Mastachia. Matthew Eckelberger. Logan Donaldson. Alan Goff. Samuel Bass. Camila Ashley. Miriam Georgina Garza. Rolando Galvan Jr. Jonathan Salazar. Maximus Hinojosa Roland. Gemma Rojas. Ana Paula Martinez. Olivia Campero. Carla Isabella Velasquez. Nathan Tan. Vardon Bott. Ethan Hockman. Parth Doshi. Stephen Hyunsu Cho. Guy Lawrence Maximilian Floyd III. Surya Reddy Tandra. Hunter Reese Technic. Chris Karki. Hamza Mohideen. Ali Barwani. John David Corbett. Tracy Tong Ho. Angela Chen. Jasmine Elise Coffin. Brandon Yarkin. Colby Flathers. Cole Boxwell. Val Watson Moody. William Blair. Jake Mish. Jackson Seeger. Charles Novi. George Austin Covert. Harrison Herzog. Jackson Arnold. Caitlin Barnett. Emily Nicole Shee. Eric Jorgensen. Michael Charles Morin. Jonathan Wang. Rohan Ratani. Zion Ali. Rashad Punjani. Rohan Patel. Kayan Patel. Meredith Stickler. Ariana Amin. Brooke Lucille Simpson. Brian Riley Mulligan. Paul Leonardi. Grace Johnson. Sophia Swinky. Emma Everson. Taylor Catherine Gertz. Annika McBath, Grace Yee, Claire Duval, Allison Krieg, Leslie Ann Lodwick, Riley Alum, Karan Gangwani, Matthew Bradley, Jack Corbin, John Huang, Griffin Croy, Omar A. Colon Vicente, Logan Balmeno, Avery Bowman, Avery Page Newell, Rayhan Sivji, Christian Rip, Austin Roberts, Darren Arda Bysal, Matthew Almquist, Tucker Cheney Konzak, Yasmin Dagestani, Shiv Mishra, Eric Cho, Rami Dow, Aman Momin, Sufal Tajdin, Sindid Suleiman Ali, Quincy Harbison, Nathan Henderson, Obafemi Ajayi, Praise Amechi, Induja Gautam, Juan So Lee, Arashi Patel, Arjun Nair, Edgar San Miguel, Asvi Sepulveda, Lorena Lozano, Anch Oberoi, Arjun Lal, Santiago Obando, Akil Joseph Thomas, Brandon Chow, Ethan Davila, Jessica Wu, Sahana Rao, Ananya Mahesh, Rehan Kimani, Sean McCly, Akash Krishna, Fernando Su Chen, Rigzin Latu, Ethan Chan, Yuki Ibashi, Lawrence Young, Dev Gupta, Mohammed Alawami, Safa Javed, Emily Vo, Samara Williams, Gregory Jason Kofi Day, Shruti Bajaj, Heyman Yi, Macy Wu, Shri Taluri, Juzer Ujjainwala, Janaki Patel, Ishika Bindal, Samhita Bandada, Isha Manish Bhakta, Samit Maknojia, Ziad Chaudhry, Rohan Kanijo, Prince Patel, Kamal Nayan Bandaru, Vamika Komana, Jessica Leo, Roberto de la Cabada, Dario Peña, Jonathan Nunez Gonzalez, Joshua Michael Vasquez, Kedar Rathod, Daniel Miao, Alexander Tang, Yenvi Tiffany Lee, Andrea Isabel de la Cruz, Emily Daili Leandro, Rania Hussain, now presenting graduates with a major in business analytics. Ethan Roger Wong, Rachel Nakana, Timmy Wren, Rushil Chander, Darlene Degollado Ledesma, Erin Weinbach, Jennifer Gonzalez, Alejandra Carolina Espinoza, Carson Mullen, Anshit Nath, Michael Crosson, Andy Ma, Anjali Bafra Ravikumar, Chae-Yun Lim, Mungjia Sun, Brittany Chong, Robert Brett Marsh, Erica Orona, Jada Adamson, Ouyuan Lu, Haolian Hu, Javier Padilla,
Now presenting graduates with a major in Management Information Systems. Alexander Butler. Kalab Alemu. Haram Kapoor. Daniela Eisenman. Arnoldo Cisneros Siller. Evan Donakuski. Lionel N. Ojeda. Noah Daniel. Wilson Hua. Daryl Tran. Alex Hong. Andrew Pham. Annie Yu. Ilian Tharani. Sean Macnogia. Sophia Chang. Gloria Wang. Gabriel Kazuaki Martinez. Natalie Castillo. Patty Chow Lomeli. Andrew Goldberg. Eric Palomo. Shraddha Janga. Namita Maduretti. Ankita Sumit. Sneha Bandalapati. Vedika Bakre. Gauri Vasista, Karen Yin, Sophia Jaquette, Dana Houston Chen, Nathan Archuleta, Marisol Estrada,
Bathroom, just under the sign over there.
Maria Serrano, Jeremy Babby, Emma Lawrence, Zenith Jahid, Karen Flores, Johnny Walter Klavensky, Alyssa Blair Titone, Cameron Cook, Kirsten Richards, Sarvesh Ram, Jeremiah Isaiah Thompson, Sejal Jain, Colleen Elizabeth Miller, Grayson Merritt, Aloki Ajmera, Sara Hashim, Fatima Raja, Sinami Jane, Ariana Silva, Emily Ann Lim, Olivia Deegan, Harshita Gadam, Jessica Yang, Grant Jacobs, Khalid Anwar, Sarah K. Tijani, Ela Singh, Johnny Garza, Joseph Zhao, Serena Yuje Chu, Brittany Lee, Isabella Torres, Archana Revanur, Ishita Ahuja, Zixiang Meng, Suleiman Butt, Naomi Hailamariam, Julia Arredondo, Meghna Reddy Kunder, Anjana Murthy, Anshul Nayak, Athar Sonawane, Parth Mehta, Grace Huang, Niban Akbar, Anshuman Das, G.A.J. Shu, Michael Cho, Bailey McKee, Raymond Shu, Mark Panday Julio Penjaitan, Nicole Greenberg, Carolyn Pyun, Katie McEnroe, Isaac Youngblood, James McAnally, Ali Afridi, Zan Raza, Tana Zain Kawaja, Rebecca Cabral, Ariana Fuentes, Kevin Wong, Neer Jain. Chris Tran. Mega Balamurigan. Jonathan Joe. Megha Sengupta. David Duanming Liu. Abhi Lodge. Raul De Nicolas. Andres Ayala. Zeferino Compian. Dominic R. Hernandez. Christian Sanye. John Ray Abelar Belvis. Riley Drew. William Morgan Jackson. Anastasia Koshelova. Amanda Luker. Katie Kiefer. Esther Sungan Lee. Talia Kawaja. Shubi Danuka. Adam Philip Weintraub. Jonathan Leo. Shuwen Ong. Vedant Nair. Abhiraj Nedi. Kirti Reddy. Alexandria Homan. Sumaya Hassan. Adrian Omar Ramos Favela. Gil Gonzalez Jimenez. Sonia Y. Garza Garcia. Gabriela Romero. Caitlin Diana Springate. Lauren Elizabeth Shordock. Cora Tien. Audrey Lundy. Alyssa Eisenberg. Zoe Counts. Samra Vade. Morris Wu. Dylan Tran. Lakota Davis. Reese Offenbecker. Aryan Panjwani. Tarun Bobali. Prerana Amargol. Rahil Jagatia. Isha Patel. Brinda Vani Asuri. Melody Zhao. Hafsa Siddiqui. Salma Ayub. Rajia Kahan. Jesse Chen. Kanisha Karana. Manali Sandeep Barot. Talia Sylvester. Shraddha Panathpur. Sarah Merchant. Stephen Wynn. Ryan Sahihi. Scott Stempak. Hank Hayes. Alexander Hull. Omar Ahmed. Fatima Ahmed Welch. Laiba Zia. Lindsay Junyang Choi. Audrey Lee. Tiffany Lin. Timothy S. Eep. Mason Shu. Moriah Sun. Jeffrey Shaw. Zen Lee. Trey Tamayo. Faiz Firdosh Ali. Sani Duka. Melanie Guerrero. Hayden Ham. Christopher Lemus. Ramon Sanchez. Willie Resendez Torres. Si Qi Xie. Daniel O. Anola Chanthalengsi. Benjamin Tunthat. Kara Lee Dom. Lucille Chambon. Ethan Parker Jude Casillas Noriega. Daniel Chen. Star Martin. Tarun Chinta. Jesus Magallon Robledo. Camila Barrera. Regina Sol Prado. Yash Agarwal. Ayush Singh. Yash Goyal. Arnav Ray. Kevin Bosker. Nicholas Webb. Nicholas Basha. Aman Gimire. Anita Ime Chan. Dana Kim Nguyen Phan. Voon Ju Go. Tanny Vo. Laura Fong. Christina Carl. Now presenting graduates with a major in Science Technology Management. Kenneth Flores. Ethan Sonnenreich. Now presenting graduates with a major in Supply Chain Management. Carlos Gabriel Sarmiento Leal. Rachel Ann Parvino. Riley Smith. Kader Fakhri. Ali Jawani. Simon Alexander Ruiz. Antonio Cardoso de Almeida. Noah Friedman. John Landon Rawlinson. Peter Alexander Skoll. Alejandra Lugo. Kathleen Dang. Sophia Laura Crapenzano. Christina Cuellar. Kadus Alamayu Gorfe. Yang Tao Do. Hayla Payne. Jordan Ambrose. Christina Ramirez. Claire Marie Huffstetler. Melinda Ha. Rachel Roy Joseph.
Now presenting graduates from the Rosenthal Department of Management. Nicholas Andros. James Leland Donnell. Michaela Murphy. Gerardo Gonzalez. Eugene Medina. Johnny Rubio. Benjamin Charles. Aaron Idomash. Paul David Toon. Rebecca Leo. Christopher Michael Garza. Desiree Rios. Sydney Marie Garcia. Grace Angelina Ippolito. Justin Greenfield. Ashley Trista Patty. Kathleen Perez Escobar. Aryan Bala. Michelle Tran. Marilyn Rachel Ruiz. Ivory Jade Arreguin. Faith Jones. Skylar Askew. Thomas Gabriel Maldonado. Abisai Cortina. Celestia Ngoc Lan Nguyen Tran. Ann Tien Dang. Victoria Vu. Natalie Garcia. Sabrina Rojas. Adriel Omar Bustillos. Rochelle Sainz. Evelyn Gail Salbilla. Alexis Horowitz. Lauren Saucedo. Jacob Zibraman Majors. Salvador Garcia Jr. Daniel Garza. John David Greisbaum. William Lawrence Kahn. Campbell Willis. Max Goldstein. Now presenting graduates with a major in marketing. Jeremy Abramowitz. Taylor Henricks. Anna Stephanie. Brooklyn Jade Bianca Zapata Torres. Brooke Rummel. Hannah Hahn. Darby Leanne Bridwell. Liz Castro. Linda Estrella Flores Garcia. Stephanie Susanto Lee. Lauren Torres. Elizabeth C. Hernandez. Elsie Blanco. Rolando Lopez Garcia. Samantha Adrian Wilson. Cassandra Ochoa. Antonio Garza. Abigail Castro. Jacqueline Guillen Ramirez. Lindsay Taylor Bagby. Lara Jimenez. Eva Nancy Hernandez. Siboni Cardoso. Tiffany Cotledge. Bennett Shu. Stephanie Deep. Prerna Agarwal. Mandy Haller. Tatiana Renee Flores. Aisha Rodriguez. Zachary Sanders. Riley Heinrich. Victor King. Latiana Watts. Tylen Dangerfield. Yash Agarwal. Alice Quinn Cow. Michelle Hui Lee. Hannah Ruth Weaver. Erilyn Vasquez. Shay Rose Goodman. Haley Mize. Nicholas Majerus. Philip Tellez. Sachio Jonas Leith Goody. Sarah Grace Stevens. Maha Habib. Kennedy McKay Schwank. Evan David Had. Lauren Ramey. Kaylee Marina Hulse. Melissa Sauceda. Emerald Jade Maciel. Nicolas Espinoza. Emma Ransom. Gabriel Valenci Maya. Olivia Romero. Raul Diaz Millan. Nabila Hasnat. Amy Jones. Pablo Rogel. Sabrina Alexis Prado. Smriti Lamichane. Isabella Abreu Stubbs. Hannah Jackson. Lauren S. Stevens. Manasa Velamuri. Ayushi Mehta. Satvik Alala. Levi Arthurs. Vanessa Michelle Vasquez Esquivel. Ishan Nathani. Amna Danani. Shruti Tekalur. Samvita Srivastava. Sikaira Castle. Anushka Colasso. Anna Asaka. Anna Rose McDonough. Namita Bhavanam. Maya Doshi. Trip Martin. Klein Alexandra Thompson. Rena Gupta. Raishma Kazi. Shrikar Devulapalli. Mantra Dave. Maya Ray Romero. Cecilia Guerra Gonzalez. Lilia Catherine Shaush. Siddharth Patluri. Brianna Lee Alanis. Ava Elizabeth Muir. Dana Tran. Samuel Garvins. Parth Gagaway. Olivia Phillips. Emily Smith. Yasmin Isa. Samantha Nayeli Cruz Basorto. Fernanda Ruiz. Daniela Alexandra Gomez. Jose Roberto Flores Hinojosa. William Moore Jones. Drayton Canaris. Nichelle Maddie Lynn Haley. Rajani Miraj. Madison T. Cole. Camelia Davis. Olivia Wagner. Sureka Balakrishnan. Vivek Prasad. Matthew Bodie. Hector Fernando Mota Narvez. Daisy Machado. Raymond Vasquez. Cindy Kim Chung. Jocelyn Calderon. Janie Chen. Gabrielle Jabor. Sabrina Chuen. Ada Sao. Tyler Huang Tran. Shilpika Pandey. Victoria Sturm. Rachel Baker. Angela Laura Senduk. Leela Maria Valadez. Delaney K. Olivari.
Krishna Tamak.
Mackenzie Willis. Anna Corsi. Lauren Elizabeth Hayden. Mira Wrigley.
Alexandra Mitchell.
Natalie Huang. Abigail Holly Shui. Haley Nicole Lieberman. Kaylin Jackson. Brianna Judette Carbajal. Tia Patel. Rin Wu.
Marcos Garza, Finance. Adrian E. Story, Management. Randy Hightower, Management. Kevin Jacob, Management Information Systems.
All right, y'all. Let's all recognize each of our diverse and highly rated majors. Accounting, rise and be recognized. International business, rise and be recognized. Canfield Business Honors, rise and be recognized. Finance, rise and be recognized. Business Analytics, rise and be recognized. Management Information Systems, rise and be recognized. Science and Technology Management, rise and be recognized. Supply Chain Management, rise and be recognized. Rosenthal, Department of Management, rise and be recognized. Marketing, rise and be recognized. Dean Mills, faculty, staff, family, friends, I present to you the 2024 BBA graduates of the McCombs School of Business at the University of Texas at Austin. Rise and be recognized! Graduates, please remain standing. As a signal of your new status as a proud McCombs graduate, please turn your tassel from right to left. Congratulations. From Harlingen to Hereford, from Longview to Lajitas, east and west, north and south, from all over this great state and beyond, you came to the University of Texas at Austin. McCombs School of Business. You made it here. Now, go out and change the world. Dean Mills, the podium is yours.
You be seated or not be seated? You guys can sit back down just for a second. But I'm not going to talk very long, I promise. We have recognized our graduates, but now I want to recognize all those who have supported our graduates through the years. Will the family and friends of our graduates please stand so we can thank you? Graduates, I am confident in your ability to change the world. You are part of a century-long legacy of change makers. We know that as alumni, you will continue to blaze a trail for the Macomb School of Business. And our alums, many of whom are in the audience, have a proud tradition of connecting back. So please join Macomb's Connect online, attend alumni events, mentor and hire next year's graduates, accept a committee placement, even serve on one of our boards, stay in touch with the Texas X's and the Macomb's Alumni Network, because you are part of this community for life, and today is the start of your lifelong journey with us. What starts here changes the world. Some final logistics. Family and friends, please stay seated as we lead our graduates off the floor. You can meet them out on the Dell Plaza where you entered. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Best of luck in your future endeavors, and hook 'em horns.